Growing up with autism created many obstacles for today's guests. Doctors told Jimmy Clare's parents that he will not be able to walk without braces or crutches. He was bullied all throughout school, and then he finally stood up. And some of those bullies even got expelled. Jimmy just keeps proving people wrong with his persistence time after time. On top of those obstacles, he lives with spinal stenosis every day. Every day, Jimmy continues to better himself by working out 6 to 9 times a week. That's why people refer to him as CrazyFitnessGuy. Hi, Jimmy. Welcome to Comfort Kills. I'm so excited to have you here today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Jimmy, before we even get into the questions of who Jimmy Clare is, can you tell me if you've been mistaken for a celebrity before?
Uh, well, somebody said to me I look like Matt Damon,
Yes.
and and I was like, I told him, well, thanks for the compliment, but I must be the I'm the poor Matt Damon. I'm the cheap Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, I definitely think like you can do impersonations because you definitely have a striking resemblance to him, which is pretty cool. I think you're his doppelganger, and that's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Gee, they should hire me for the movies.
Exactly. You know what? You could just, do a cameo when he needs to do those. Anytime there's a split screen and they need a double for whatever reason, that would be perfect.
Definitely.
Yeah. See, there's a plug right there. Anyway, so Jimmy, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself? I think I learned a little bit about you when I met you during the meet and greet, and then I think I learned a little bit more about you when I was on your show. So why don't you go ahead and tell Comfort Kills guests just who you are and who is Jimmy Clare?
Well, I'm a motivational speaker, an author, founder of Crazy Fitness Guy,
Mhm.
which is a website that promotes healthy living through my autistic eyes,
Mhm.
and and yeah, I just try to motivate. It basically helps motivate people to live a healthy life. It was
Yeah.
actually geared towards fitness at one point when I was in the fitness industry
Uh-huh.
and in college, but uh, and let's just say I just decided to turn it over to another leaf because it
Mhm.
was not my calling to
Okay.
go into science.
Yeah, yeah.
Me and my brain and science do not go together.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, you know what? It's not for everyone, and even those whose brain and science does go together, it's still not their passion. So I'm glad you kind of realized that at some point that it just wasn't for you, and that you took a different direction. You followed your heart, you followed what your brain was telling you was best for you, and you took a totally different direction, and here you are today. So excited for that.
Same.
All right. So, what do you consider? Why do you consider autism a unique advantage?
Well, the reason why I think it's unique is
Hmm.
because I get to I like to think of myself as an outside of the box thinker,
Okay.
and that I might see something from a different perspective than what
Hmm.
others might see.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like all the time, but
Yeah.
I might uh, I have some unique ideas for my website that maybe someone might not have thought of,
Yeah.
or uh, like I try to see a lot of different opportunities where other people don't see. It's kind of like I've read about some of like I think it's Apple and Microsoft
Mhm.
and Google hiring people on the autism spectrum
Hmm.
to view uh, to see to work for them to see what's
Yeah.
going on and stuff like maybe
Yeah.
finding broken code where the developers
Oh,
might miss it or they might be
right.
testing out their site, see if it's user friendly or not.
Right.
And
Yeah.
because we pay attention to very small details,
Uh-huh.
and is I can I kid you not, like I can remember pretty much. If you ask me a random episode of, I like this show called iCarly
Uh-huh.
and I grew up with it
Uh-huh.
basically, and
Yeah.
I just liked it because it was just really funny.
Mhm.
And if you ask me any episode, I could basically spit back to you. Maybe not exactly like 100% of it, but I could
Mhm.
literally tell you like about like 95% of what happened in the whole episode.
Wow, wow. All of the episodes?
Pretty much.
Yeah, wow. How many seasons were there? Quite
There
a
were
bit, right?
there were 6 seasons,
Yeah.
and, surprisingly, they didn't make, the last 2 seasons in DVDs,
Uh-huh.
and I just realized
Hmm.
that when I went back to rewatch them, and so
Yeah.
I actually, used one of my, uh, some money from my grandma, uh,
Mhm.
to get it all on, digital,
Yeah.
from my Roku device, so I was like,
Nice.
I can watch it
Nice.
anytime, anywhere I
Mhm.
want.
Yeah, yeah. So who was your favorite iCarly character? Just curious, because my kids used to love watching that too.
Uh, oh, I don't know. They're all good. I'd
Uh-huh.
say I would have to say the main cast of it, which is like I would have to say Miranda Cosgrove,
Mhm.
Jeanette McCurdy,
Mhm.
and Nathan Kress.
Yeah.
And I also like Jerry's trainer because just a ton I don't think anybody could pull off no Spencer
Uh-huh.
because he just had so much sarcasm in the show.
Mhm. Mhm.
I was like, I really like this one part and where uh, his one of his idols uh, from the art world just had
Mhm.
criticized his work and he didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
And like the art guy didn't he was jealous of him of
Oh.
Spencer's artwork and
Uh-huh.
so and he's just like I don't really like it and so Spencer got down in the dumps. He lays on the
Yeah.
kitchen table for like 4.5 hours
Huh.
and like Carly was like, "You gotta get up out of the kitchen table." And he asked, "It's like, why is Santa Claus here? And
Aw.
tell me that I'm ugly and I have no friends." And like the way he said it,
Yeah.
I was like, "There's no one who could ever play better than
Yeah.
him." No,
Yeah.
I was like, even if he got the timing down perfectly,
Mhm.
won't be the same.
Still never the same. Yeah. It's funny how we get so attached to different TV shows and different characters and actors who play those characters, right? And it's just like you will never ever be able to replace this particular person just because it was done so well, and acted so well by the actor that it's just like it won't do it. You know, we'll never ever ever be the same. And I think the same goes to like singers, right? When you hear a specific song that was created and it was the original song of a certain singer, and then out of nowhere, 3 years down the road somebody's trying to do a cover on it and you're like, yeah, no, still not good enough.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
fun fact about it, iCarly, they're actually coming back with, bringing it back to,
I've heard.
CBS, new platform,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, I'm definitely gonna watch it," and it's like,
Oh
you
yeah.
and I was like, "I hope you hire so many good writers because it's like, I could see another 97 episodes," and it's like, that'd
Yeah.
be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be really awesome. I think a lot of people will turn back and watch those watch the reruns of the previous seasons and then now watch the new ones leading up to it. And I think it's a smart move on their part. So for sure.
Though I get tired of that people keep speculating that Jeanette McCurdy is not coming back,
Uh-huh.
because she hasn't shown up on any of the behind the scenes, images, and it's like, you never
Yeah.
know, she could show up as a cameo, or she could
Uh-huh.
show up, in season, s uh, in the 2nd season if they come
Mhm.
back for another season after
Yeah.
bringing it back the first time, because it's like, uh, if people remember, uh like the character Sam moved to Hollywood
Mhm.
uh, right after they ended it,
Mhm.
and I was like, "See," I was like, they could like put her off in the first season, have her come back in the second season, and
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Sam and Cat, right? They ended up
Yeah.
merging those two characters. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. So, um, you know, I love the idea that corporations are looking at hiring autistic individuals because of the unique perspective that they bring, right? So I'm so happy that you brought that up. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize. They think that autism is just a disability, and they don't think that there are perks or benefits to a person that comes from that was born with that. And so I think it's uniquely amazing that those types of corporations are doing that and being inclusive of that. And so, why do you think being on the autistic spectrum is no longer a bad thing? Being different and being you and being who you are is no longer a bad thing.
Well, I always say that it was never a bad thing to be different at all,
Hmm.
and the world
Yeah.
would be really boring if it was different.
Hmm.
And for and I think people can appreciate this reference is
Yeah.
that the world would end if everyone would be the same, and
Hmm.
the there and if everyone was the same, we would all be wearing stormtrooper uniforms in Star Wars because
Yeah.
they all follow on the line and they're herd
Hmm.
literally like a herd of sheep that does
Hmm.
whatever the next person does in front of them, and
Hmm.
they all line up and they all
Yeah.
die together too. So.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, no, that's a great comparison and a great visual for everybody to realize like what you're trying to say with that message. And I think it's an awesome visual because I definitely just see them all in the line, marching in tune with each other, and everything they're doing is in sync with each other. It's so uniformed and so like perfect and in sync that there's just no variation, no differences. And I agree. Like in the work environment, when you have too many people who think alike, you're never going to be creative. You're never going to drive that needle to the next new thing and the next innovative idea because you all think alike. You're not ever going to grow from that. You don't grow from thinking like the person next to you or the person that you work with. You only grow when people are challenging you and questioning some of your ideas so that you can make them better, right? And so,
yeah.
yeah, awesome. Great answer. I love that. Oh, so when did you realize, we mentioned in the intro video that you had a lot of difficulties with bullies growing up between, you said like from as little as elementary school age all the way through high school. At what point did you realize that you needed or you wanted to stand up to them and tell them like it is?
Well, I realized that it was not going to get any better by just keep doing the same old, same old. The ones on the bus, I kind of
Mhm.
just try to ignore it as best as I could because what is a bus driver going to do? Like, no offense to any of the bus drivers out there. I mean, and it's like you're driving the bus. I'm not expecting you to pull over and go fix a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was okay. I wouldn't say I was okay really on the bus, but I just try to ignore everything as possible
Mhm.
on the bus because it was just at home on the way home. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna have to put up with this a few stops. And it's
Oh,
like, and I like no one should have to go through it, but I was
right.
like,
Yeah.
you know what? Forget it. I'll tell the teacher or I tell my mom when I get home. Fine. But
Mhm.
then, so, and, and what's strange about those bullies on the bus, uh, I wouldn't even call them two of them out of the four, there was four total on the bus, but
Uh-huh.
out of the two of them, I don't think I could call them really much bullies
Uh-huh.
because later on when I saw them in high school, uh, they were respectful and nice to me.
Oh, they
I
grew
don't
up.
I don't know if they were just trying to make a conversation with me and just didn't know how. So
Oh,
I don't know if I would call that necessarily bullying, even though I
uh-huh.
felt like it was. But
Yeah,
again, everybody has their own uh,
yeah.
misconception of bullying or
Mhm,
their definition of bullying. And
mhm,
then when I got into middle school, I was there was like 3 or 4 actually 2 bullies to start with,
Mhm.
and they were the most annoying. They were
Yeah.
li- they were literally like I don't even have a reference for it, but it was just they were- they slapped the back of my neck,
Oh, no.
and they play this stupid neck slapping game, which was totally dangerous because I have spinal stenosis in my neck. And
Mhm.
it took this principal 100 times uh, just to finally figure out that I need that this needs to stop. And it's like,
100 times.
oh, it felt
Ridiculous.
like it.
Oh,
And I was
ridiculous.
about to record my own voice and just play it on
Uh-huh.
his desk for him because I was like,
Yeah.
I'm tired of repeating myself. My God.
Yeah.
and
That's
uh,
insane.
and I'm lucky that my seventh grade teacher, who also was my eighth grade teacher,
Mhm.
um, she, I gone to her multiple times, and she was, her and my guidance counselor were the only 2 people who basically listened to me,
Yeah,
and some
yeah.
other teachers, but the principal was like, "Oh well, bullying doesn't happen here at the school."
Wow, in denial, huh?
I was like, "Smoking too much weed?"
Ridiculous. Did you say that to him? Did you really,
No,
really say that?
in
Oh,
my
I
brain
wish you
I
would've.
was,
I wish you would've. I hope he sees this video. I hope he sees or listens, watches us on YouTube or listens to it on podcast and knows that you're talking to him. You,
yeah, he probably
Mr.
wouldn't like
Principal.
that.
Well, you know what? He should have done something sooner.
Yeah,
And, you know, as a human being, like he should have just known better. Like he doesn't have to be a parent or a principal or anything to know that he should have intervened sooner. And shame on him. And yeah, he should be called out for it. So
well, I didn't say by name. I don't remember his name, to
exactly,
be
exactly.
honest.
No, we don't know his name. We don't know what school it is. That it's okay.
Uh,
That's irrelevant. Just know that there's a human being out there that needs some neck slapping or something. I don't even know.
and the and then, like, in high school, uh, there eventually became 3 bullies,
Mm,
uh, and I just had after a while of getting just bullied every single day constantly, year after year after year,
mm,
and I was heavy, I was nearly obese for my age group.
yeah.
I mean, I wasn't, like, super, super heavy, but it was
Mhm.
enough to annoy my doctor who kept on saying, it's like, "Well, it wouldn't hurt if you lost a few pounds," and it's like, "Thanks, doc. I can appreciate it." Uh,
Mm.
and honestly, I never said any of that at all because
Mhm,
I was
mhm, mhm.
playing my video games because who wants to be at a doctor's office?
Right, yeah.
And I my mom did a lot of advocating for me
Uh-huh.
in the doctor's office. So
Good.
I just I didn't want to be there. I didn't know how to advocate for myself back then, or
Mhm.
if I was just too shy to
Yeah,
bother.
yeah.
And but so any of this stuff I say now, I never said to the doctors because I didn't want to be a smartass. But
Yeah.
no, it's kind
Right.
of too late. Uh,
Yeah.
but then I eventually so me and my dad were watching this P90X commercial on TV,
Mhm. Mhm.
and we I tried a personal trainer before,
Mhm.
and who came to my house,
Yeah.
and and I don't know why I stopped having him come to the house, or I don't know why. I couldn't even tell you why that just stopped, or
Mhm.
I don't. I only remember he come to my house,
Yeah, yeah.
did some of what he said, didn't see results.
Right.
Then I saw. Then I tried working out myself.
Mhm.
Y that didn't really work out for me because I just kinda got bored of what I did. I
Mhm.
went to the gym, lift some weights, great. Anybody could do that. And I was
Mhm.
like, "Is there something else I can do?" Is like, anything that can like, different exercises. I was like, I'm tired of just doing the same old."
Yeah.
And so then when I saw this P90X, me and my dad both looked at each other and it's like, "Should we try it?" I was like, "We have nothing else to lose.
Yeah,
Why not?"
exactly. Yeah.
So we ordered it,
Mhm.
you're supposed to take this test before you jump right into it. Well, and before that test, it says in writing on the screen, please consult with your doctor before you try any of this program at home. And and I said, and it's like, well, my doctor is at home, is having dinner with his family,
Yeah.
6 p.m. at night. I'm either starting it tonight or it's not going to happen. So I
Mhm.
did it.
Mhm.
I You should have saw me after the first day of exercise.
Uh-huh.
I was crawling up the stairs.
Oh,
And
wow.
then the
Yeah.
first week, I was like, "I didn't even know I had muscles."
Yeah. Maniacs will do that to you.
A and so, but when I got to the halfway point, I started
Uh-huh.
seeing muscle definition and everything,
Good.
and
Yeah.
so I threw away m I didn't throw away my clothes, but I mean, I donated my clothes to, charity,
Good. Yeah.
and and I opted in for, uh more tighter fitting clothes just
Uh-huh.
to make me feel better because because
Yeah.
as I was thinking, because you know how some people might say, "Oh well, I'm just gonna save on to these clothes in case if I ever go back." And it's like not me.
Mm,
It's like once
good for
done,
you.
as I'm
Yeah.
getting rid of them, and
Yeah.
and so I knew for myself once I saw the me in the tight fitting. It wasn't like super tight, but I mean,
Yeah.
it was more tighter
Yeah. It
than what I was.
accentuated your muscles, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so I had the so then I felt good going to class because
Good.
and I was only with them in my math class,
Uh-huh.
and so I had to make up my mind whether or not I should stand up to the bullies in my math class
Mhm.
or wait until after class. So and there were security cameras in my high school, and uh,
Mhm.
but I don't know if they were. I don't trust. Me and technology have a love-hate relationship together,
Yeah.
and so I was like, "What's the chances of these cameras working?" And
Uh-huh.
because I don't want to get beat up in the hallway, and
Yeah.
even though I knew karate and I know how to defend myself.
Uh-huh.
But I know I didn't really I I didn't want I honestly, I didn't want anything to get any physical because I
Mhm,
don't
mhm.
wanna hurt anybody,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
but if I had to defend myself, okay, but so I
I hear
interrupted
you.
my math class
Uh-huh.
and, and because these bullies were picking on me and my friends, and one
Mhm.
of my friends was, in a wheelchair,
Mhm,
and these
mhm.
doorways they kept on making fun of her because she couldn't
Oh.
fit her wheelchair into some, motorized not
Yeah.
motorized, but electric wheelchair.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, and these doorways in school was not made for wheelchairs.
Uh-huh.
And like some of the bathroom doors are, like you know, the real big bathroom doors, like big giant bathroom,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like those were made for it, but these classroom doors were not.
Mhm,
And they always snicker when she bumped into a wall, into
mhm.
in the door frame, and it's like I like to see you drive one of those and by the last time that they made fun of her, I was like, I had enough, and it's like, am I? And like, it's like, are we just gonna let them just do that? My
Yeah.
teacher, I, my teacher always said, knock it off to them. Is like, yeah, that's gonna do anything,
Mm,
and and so finally, I just got up on my seat and it's like that tears it, and
mm.
my teacher told me to go sit back down and I just got into their face and it's like, "Hold on 1 minute," and I just yelled right into their face and say, "Leave me the hell alone and my friends," and and I think I
Wow.
even cursed at them too,
Yeah.
and I probably shouldn't have cursed either, but I was just so pissed off, and it's like, "Okay, now somebody's gonna listen to me, damn it,"
Mhm,
and
mhm.
and so I've just so and after that, they tried one more time. I
Uh-huh.
got one of them expelled, and then
Yeah.
the rest of them, they wanted to become my friends, and I was like,
Mm.
"Sorry, no thanks."
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
we just kind of just like nod at each other's heads in the hallway, like, okay,
Mhm.
this guy I shouldn't piss off.
Mhm. Mhm. Good.
And
Good for you. Good for
I was
you
like,
for standing up for yourself and your friend.
don't piss me off.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Don't piss Jimmy off because Jimmy knows how to get you get the right people's attention on you. And if you're doing something wrong, boy, are you gonna be in trouble. That's awesome.
It's like that saying in the Sopranos, you never know who you piss off.
Exactly. You never
I'm
know.
not saying I'm not a mobster, but just, just
No,
saying,
never,
you never
never.
know who you piss off.
Exactly, exactly. All right. So let's discuss like some of the weight gain side effects of the medications you were taking and what you did to change it. Because I hear you've done some great things to change all of that around and, on top of the P90X.
Uh, well, so there's this. I was on one of them was Prozac, and the
Mhm,
other one was Risperdal. I don't know which of the two was causing me to do weight gain,
mhm,
because I'm a doctor, but I remember the Tim's prescriptions
mhm, mhm,
because well, I was taking them, obviously, not anymore,
mhm.
uh, but one of but I to be honest, it could have been a mix of both of the medicine, but also my poor eating habits when I was growing up. And it's
Mhm.
not because my parents were unhealthy, but uh, we just had when I was growing up, uh, it, we we didn't we were struggling. We had to just eat what we were given because we didn't have uh, money for uh, sort of foods, or we didn't know what kind of healthy foods we should eat.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
we had vegetables, but
Right.
I mean,
But not fresh produce all the time. And
yeah, and we
yeah.
kind of we I don't think we even had fish back then, or
Mm,
I mean,
wow.
I don't think we had. I think I like we went out for sushi sometimes, but we
Right.
never. I don't think we ever had fish in the house, but
Right. Okay.
I could be wrong. I don't.
Okay.
But um, but I had like a lot of junk food because I like candy,
Mhm.
and I had like so much nutrient. I had so much candy, dessert, you name it, and I just had so much of a sweet tooth. And so after a while, it just kind of built up on me, and I built up a tolerance of it because like none of it like caused me to get like sick. I mean, not like sick like oh you're puking sick. I mean like
Mhm.
sick I've gone to the bathroom etc. Not gonna go into
Yeah.
too much detail,
I understand.
but uh, but but I, but I knew once I started P90X, I needed to lean my way off of this medication because
Mhm.
I didn't like the feeling that something is controlling me inside my body. Uh,
Mhm.
uh, and so it's like I'm always happy, and I was like,
Mm.
gee, I feel like I'm Ronald McDonald.
Mhm.
I'm always happy. Look at me. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, can I at least experience annoyance or sad? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't I don't want to, but I mean, I don't
Right.
want to be forced to feel like I'm always happy.
Right.
Jimmy, why are
And
you always
masking away
smiling?
altogether. Yeah.
I was
All
like,
those
you look
other
like a creepo.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. All those other emotions are hidden and and it's good to feel sometimes. I think that's really important. So, all right. Well, tell me then, Jimmy, how did you turn your pain into purpose, right? So you're born and you're unique and you have this unique perspective. Now, how did you take that and turn it into something that was special and unique to you?
Uh, well, uh, so you mean, you want to know how Crazy Fitness guys got
Yep,
started,
yep,
or?
like, you became a motivational speaker, you're crazy fitness guy, you're doing podcasts, you challenge yourself or your friend dared you, right, was it?
Yeah.
To do a ton of podcasts, guest appearance, and so tell me, like, a little bit about all of those. Yeah, I would
Okay.
love to hear more.
So, I started a Crazy Fitness Guy back in
Mhm.
2017. I was just finishing up my English class and in college, and my professor gave me this is advice because I wanted to continue bettering
Mhm.
writing and everything, and I needed something to keep coming back to over and
Mhm.
over again. And my sensei he taught me something that always stuck in my head, and he said, "It's perfect practice makes perfect. It's not perfect. Uh, per,
Okay.
uh, Practice makes perfect because anybody can make anybody can practice something,
Right.
but it's really perfect practice makes perfect."
Perfect practice. Yeah.
And and so so I knew I was like, well, what can keep coming back week after week? So I thought, you know what, let me make a website. And but the way I did it was the worst way as possible because I was working 90 plus hours a week,
No.
and I, I can tell you, like at near the end of the year, I was laying on the sofa and and I was just like talking to my mom on the phone, and like she was at our shore house, and I was just up here in Pennsylvania, and I was just telling her, I was like, I can't do this anymore, and it's like I had to either switch platforms or switch s- to something else because I just can't do it. And I was like, I'm
Mhm.
not a developer. I don't have patience, and
Mhm.
I'm losing a lot of patience, and I was just burnt down,
Yeah.
run down everything. So I moved over to Squarespace,
Uh-huh.
and I mean, not every platform is perfect. This platform, eh, n- I would say I could, I would like to be have some stuff that'd be more easier. I had to find some workarounds, but if it takes me, if it gets me out of doing all the technical stuff, I mean, all now I have to do is just either find out where the troubleshooting of
Yeah.
where might be some broken code might be, but most of the times they do that, and
Right.
or if I have to fix a broken link, but I was like, but I cut my hours more than half, and so I was like,
Mhm.
well, if it can keep, as long as I can still have a life, sure. And it's like, this is totally worth it. And so now I finally, I decided, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go so, so I decided to keep blogging weekly, and then and I've been up and running for almost 4 years with the website. And so for Crazy Fitness Guy's third birthday, I decided I was going to launch my podcast because I actually had this idea when like maybe into my second or, into my second year of doing it, but I didn't have the time to like research like different podcasts and platforms. So
Mhm.
one of my first interviews that I did,
Mhm.
they podcast interviews I did.
Yeah.
Someone was using this tool that this host uh, that gave me the idea to start one. And I was like, okay, so I didn't have time to come to the tool, but the tool came to find
Exactly.
me. So when the tool came to find me, I was like, okay, now I'm ready.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Exactly.
I'm not a lazy person by any means. I didn't research it, but I took a lot. I had a lot of, extra projects that I started and stopped and started and stopped,
Yeah.
and so I was just buried deep into those projects
Uh-huh.
that I didn't have time to research this other stuff, so
Yeah.
I was like, "If I don't have time to research this stuff to get ready for the podcast, it's not time for me to do it yet." So
Right.
once I finished those projects and when the tool found me, I was like,
Yep.
I'm ready. It's calling me. Now it's like,
Exactly.
Jimmy, you're ready. And it's like, you got through that crap to
Uh-huh.
get to this.
Yeah,
And it's like,
yeah.
hallelujah.
Exactly. No, no, Jimmy, that's exactly what it is. It's the universe's way of saying, here, like, here's your tool that you need, here, I'm giving it to you, I'm handing it to you on a silver platter. Take it and use it. And it's your time to get your voice out there and get your message out there to the world. And that's what you're doing. So congratulations for listening to the signs around you and then doing that.
And plus, uh, and then so my podcast's been up and running for 9 months, and it has over 1,400 total plays,
Wow.
and it's only a monthly podcast.
Yeah.
And
So crazy.
and what's really funny,
Uh-huh.
uh, and I used to have two mobile apps on my website uh, last year. Got rid
Mhm.
of them. No one used them. No one even bothered to go to the my app page whatsoever on my website.
Yeah, yeah.
Never, no one was interested.
Uh-huh.
So took a break from it. Was costing me too much money.
Yeah.
Threw it out. I knew I wasn't upset about it at all at first,
Mhm.
and so I was like, "No, may I let it come back later? I don't know." And so then I was reading about one of Google's new features, and I found that this tool that turns these new features into a web app, which is basically just an app that lives in your web browser that can be put onto uh, your home screen on your phone.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like an app, but it just bypasses the all the app stores and everything, and there's no hardware requirements. It can work in any major web browser.
That's awesome.
And so, when I found this tool, I was like, and I redid my app page, rebranded the whole app. Now people are using it, and I was like,
Nice.
okay,
Yeah,
so you didn't give a crap before, but now you give a crap. Okay? I was like,
exactly.
thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
And same with my chatbot. And it's like my there was one day I was gonna edit my chatbot,
Uh-huh.
couldn't figure out. Uh, uh, like I set up all these different commands for it and everything, like looking from one conversation to the next conversation with the bot, I couldn't follow it anymore because it just was so messy. And it's like, when something is terribly set up, when you, the creator, can't even follow your own tool anymore.
Oh,
So I just scrapped that, and then I rebranded that last year, and now people are going to it and interacting with the bot, and it's like,
hmm.
so I make it super simple,
Mhm.
and people use it. Make
Yeah,
it too hard, no
yeah.
one uses it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense though. People like simplicity. They like one click. They like it to be very, very simple. Like how many times have we, like if you've ever called the 1-800 number for customer service and it's like all you're
Press
doing is
one
listening.
for
Yes.
this.
And then you press one, and then it leads you down another rabbit hole of another voice recording that tells you to press another number, and then it just keeps going, and it's just like,
Yeah,
ah,
and then
like,
finally, time when you get to that person, sorry, I can't help you.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
You
Or
can
you're
help
like,
me. I just went through the hell.
yeah, like, well, who can help me? And then they transfer you to the wrong person. Or like, forget it. You guys are incompetent. Awesome. So, Jimmy, I know that you also like to use alternative methods as well. Are there any that you want to share with the world?
Define alternative methods.
Okay. So you like to seek alternative methods, whether it's in your health or your fitness. I believe we've spoken about, I think, essential oils before. What
Oh
are some
yeah.
things that you,
Uh,
yeah.
I have a, I have a, I use essential oils at night for sleeping. I mean, I never had a trouble sleeping,
Right.
but it just sometimes it's hard for me to get to sleep right away.
Yeah.
Or I might like, oh, my mind is racing at night. It's like,
Uh-huh.
crap, I can't get it. And it's like, shut up,
Yeah.
brain, please shut
Hmm.
up.
Yeah.
Um,
She likes to work late, huh?
and then so I finally uh, my friend she got me into essential oils. Uh, I found it to work for me. Might not work for everyone, but uh, I like using them, and it helps me keep my stress down.
Mhm.
Uh, I even have a, I don't know if you can see it, but hold on. I even have my diffuser bracelets,
Oh, nice. I like
and
those.
because and I picked a color so it's not girly at all. Uh, well, no offense, but but
No offense taken.
but I like to have them on the go because sometimes I get stressed,
Yeah.
and I don't always try to get I don't try to get stressed,
Mhm.
but sometimes the little things get to
Yeah,
me,
exactly.
and 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 I know I need something that's not medication because
Mhm.
I get tired of all these commercials on TV that says this medication may cause death, stroke, heart
Mhm.
attack, high blood pressure, and
Yeah,
it's like,
true
but it's
story.
okay to take, but it's okay to take it.
Yeah.
I'll stick with the symptoms. No thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. All right. Well, Jimmy, if I gave you a billboard, that you can share with the world, what would your billboard say?
Okay, well, first I thought you were going, and it's like if I give you $1 billion,
Oh, I wish I could just freely say that. Like people on Clubhouse these days are doing that. And it's just insane. Not really $1 billion, but you know, they might as well. They're like genies granting wishes out there.
well, that would be nice. Hey,
Yeah,
Genie, I would like $1 billion, please.
yeah, that's all I'm asking for. It's not a whole lot. It's one wish. Very
Yeah.
simple. Very, very
Yeah,
simple.
Bezos has a billion over billions of dollars.
Yeah. And make sure it's US dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cash,
No,
please.
no. But yeah, billboard, would you not a billion, but
Oh,
billboard.
uh, bill, okay. A billboard. Mm, I would say that autism is not the end of the world,
Okay. Yeah.
and keep pursuing your dreams. And don't listen to the naysayers.
Yes, yeah, that's important. That's important. And you know what's crazy is like that middle part to the end is applicable to anybody. You know, like it's not just somebody who was born with autism, but it's everybody needs to just do what they do best and not listen to the naysayers and just, you know, do what makes them happy. But you're right. Autism is not the end of the world. You know, as a pediatric nurse, I've had lots and lots of patients that come through with autism and you know, a lot of them grow up to have very relatively normal lives and you know, they're able to work through whatever it is that you know is considered their autism or whatever special unique thing it is about them. They're able to work right through that and live to be normal human beings. And now, like you were saying earlier, corporations aren't even hiring. So there's so many opportunities these days. I'm so excited to be living in 2021.
And plus, I get tired of those some of those companies, not even companies, but organizations like Autism Speaks,
Mhm.
uh, who just shines a negative light on autism. Like,
Mm.
for instance, I found this somebody was tweeting on Twitter, uh, uh, like an article about autism from Autism Speaks, and they were just listing the numbers and say, here's how many people who has autism and this and people with autism won't be able to do this,
Oh,
and I was like, I retweeted it and I mentioned them back in the tweet and it's like, there's Autism Speaks again, shining a negative light on autism.
wow.
And you know, if I could ever speak on their platform, I
Mhm.
would love to be able to change their minds and just show them you're wrong.
Yeah.
They probably
Wow.
won't never hire me back ever again. But I didn't say I was this public spokesperson for them.
Right, yeah, but you know what? Like, I think this society is starting to finally shift, you know, and it's a shame it's taken to like 2021 for us to start seeing things, but I feel like, you know, with everything that happened in 2020, I feel like just with the I think there's a lot more out there that's going to start changing, and it takes people like you, Jimmy, to say that, to say like, quit shining a negative light on this, and giving it a negative connotation. It's also, not negative. There are so many other positive things, and so let's start highlighting the positive things about it, and not making us like sit over here in the shadows, and I think that's important, and it's going to take people like you to spread that message, and I'm so happy that you're here today and to tell us that, because our listeners needed to hear that, and I think the world needs to hear that, so hopefully the world listens.
Yeah, and I don't. Here's a fun fact:
Mhm.
on the Autism Speaks website for a long time, their you know what their mission statement was?
Yeah.
Uh, we need to cure autism, and
Oh.
and they secretly erased it from their website,
Mhm.
but I will always remember. I, I,
Wow.
I actually read an article of that, and it's like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, they had it on their website under their mission statement,
Mhm.
and I was like, who would want to even promote their stuff on social media and retweet that? And their stuff, because I sure as heck don't. I don't even follow their stuff because it's like when I look at autism's um, uh, research and organizations, I look for them who like, yeah, you can tell me numbers, but maybe rephrase it into as it's like this person may not be able to do this because there's a way to say stuff, and
Mhm.
because may or may not happen. But
Yeah.
just to say, oh, probably not gonna be able to do this, won't be able to do this. I'm like, yeah, I was told I won't be able to read more at more than a second grade level.
Mhm.
Well, I'm in college. Uh,
Mhm.
hello. Uh,
Yeah.
I was also told I wasn't going to be without braces and crutches.
Uh-huh.
Never had either of them.
Yeah. Wow.
And I was like, the only thing I have is a hearing aid. Well, two hearing aids. Well, and that's for another story for another time. Um, but and I have two knees that point inward. But other than that, all right, my spinal stenosis. But
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Well, with all the odds I had to go through and all the odds that were not in my favor, I take it. I can walk. I can do stuff. I've been told no so many times in my life.
Yeah.
It's yes,
Oh.
yes, yes, yes from here on out.
That's right. That's right. You are incredible, Jimmy. I am so glad we met each other, and I'm amazed by your level of intellectual when it comes to all things just advocating for yourself, right? Because you said before earlier that when you were younger you didn't know how to advocate for yourself, and I don't know at what point was that a pivotal changing point for you, but you are so just advocating for yourself, advocating for others, and huge kudos to you. You're doing some amazing things out there, and I can't wait to get your message out to the world.
Thanks. And plus, I always like to tell people the reason why I became a motivational speaker because I'm I'm a person who doesn't like to shut up, or perhaps me as a person that doesn't know how to shut up.
Oh, yeah, 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 that could be it too. I think I'm the person who doesn't like to shut up, and then my husband thinks I'm the person who doesn't know how to shut up. I think I think it depends on who you ask. So that's funny. That's
Well,
funny. Oh,
I met this other motivational speaker.
uh-huh.
He actually joked and he said that he made this club that's probably for people who don't know how to shut up, and he's the president of the club. He invited me especially into the club.
That is so funny. That is too funny. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much, Jimmy. Was there anything else that we should have touched on that we didn't already touch on that you'd like to talk about?
I don't think so. But if you guys want to get in
Yeah.
touch with me, you can follow me on Jimmy Clare Speaker for Facebook and
Mhm.
Instagram, and for Twitter is Jimmy Clare Speak. God forbid I only get 15 characters for a username on Twitter.
It's
You're
ridiculous.
supposed to give me 280 characters for everything else, but I can only get 15? Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
And if you want to follow Crazy Fitness Guy, just go to crazyfitnessguy.com and you'll see all the profiles. And I kid you
Perfect.
not, there's one too many profiles,
Yeah.
even for me, and yet I still keep them around.
Yeah, yeah. Just, you know what? Just click around, look for Jimmy. Just websites right there that you can see, and look for him and get in touch with him, because I think Jimmy has a lot more to share, and so we haven't even been able to like touch on like the little bits of topics that we did. It's you're so incredibly knowledgeable, Jimmy, that I'm just so
Part
excited to
two.
have you on the show. Part two, exactly, exactly. But surely just reach out to Jimmy and have a conversation with him. And and if you're a YouTuber or a podcaster, and you'd like to have Jimmy on your show, I'm sure he would love to get that number up. So what was the competition again? Just tell everybody real quick before we wrap up. What was the bet and where are you at?
So me and my friend, she she ba- my friend's my best friend's uh, uh, wife,
Okay.
she bet me if I can get in. I think it was 24 podcast interviews before Thanksgiving. Well, I got in. Actually, no, she was 20, and so I got in 24,
Mm,
and
smashed
and and then so then I got into 24 before the Thanksgiving. And then she said, it's like, so do you think you could get in 100 by 2022?
it.
And
Mhm.
so far tonight is my 46th one. You
Wow, and
should
we're
never bet
only
me.
in February.
Yeah, you should never bet me.
Yeah, we're only in February. We're not even halfway done, and you're 40% done.
Uh, number one number one tip for everyone: don't bet me because I will take you on.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, there you go, people. Everybody, follow Jimmy. He is such an amazing guy, and thank you so much. And of course, if you have any Matt Damon double opportunities out there as well, he's your guy, right?
I'm the cheap Matt Damon.
There you go. All right. Thank you so much, Jimmy.
See, thanks.